Welcome to the Nuclear Snail channel. Today's video is a bit different because I'm going to be introducing you to a fabric. I've never done that before. I would always say like, just use whatever fits. Well, I would like to share this one with you because it's really good. So I'm wearing one of the examples of what's possible with it right on my arm right now. But of course, a lot of other stuff is also possible with it, and it's cheap, it's breathable, it's made of cotton, so it both dyes and accepts fabric paint really well, and it's not gonna be doing unpredictable stuff on you like synthetics. But there are some points that you need to watch out for when working with this. So what is this? This is known as double-gauze, although most commonly it's known as muslin with an N. In German it's mousseline, in French it's mousseline. That sounded Italian and I probably butchered that as well. But regardless, muslin or double gauze. You can do a lot of things like hand wraps, other wraps. It's soft, and especially if you don't overdo it with the fabric paint like I've done now, it is also rather comfy and wearable. This is a wee bit scratchy because of the fabric paint, but it gets less so with time and wear. Other than that, other than over application of fabric paint, this is really soft, it's really breathable. Working with this is a bit tricky compared to what you might be used to. Normally I would just say take one of these guys right here, the dense shoe brush, and just give them, right? But it's not great for this fabric. Now here comes the wrong way to do it. I just take it like this and go like, "Ugh!" And you see I just tore it off. It doesn't like that one bit. It's a tender fabric. That's its advantage. It's also its disadvantage, but it's just what it is. So I could either, and this one says old, because this was my first dense shoe brush and it's seen a lot of customs since then. It's kind of dull by now, which is good for this kind of thing. So if I'm very careful, I can do something with it, but it's still kind of sketchy. So instead I fall back onto some older solutions, such as this serrated knife, which is kind of really super dull by now. We are getting some great results in terms of mechanical distressing right here. And what works even better, clamp it down like this with this steel wire brush, and just pull it through once, maybe flip it around, pull it through twice, and then we have already some basic distressing. Now, of course, what you can add to this is some more specific holes, because right now it's all very universal looking. You want a bit more chaos in it. So the challenge with this is not that it takes so much force to distress it. It does not take much force to distress it at all. The challenge is the opposite. If you apply too much force, it will just tear on you. I'm applying really just the right amount of force right now. It'll take you a few tries if you've never done it, even if you've distressed other fabrics. I'm gonna come back here. Like, you wanna kind of feel it all the time. Avoid kind of a deadlock where you're really fighting the fabric. You want to have the feeling that you're always getting along, getting on in it with some resistance, constant resistance. But you're never in a deadlock where you're fighting it and then it's gonna just rip. Okay, so look at that. Isn't that awesome? Just a few strokes and we're already having this kind of an effect. And if I just wrap it around like this, here we go. I'm gonna apply some fabric paints to it now. So I don't have a sponge right now, I'm just using some tissues. I could also use my hands in gloves. I mean, I could also use them without gloves, but I don't want fabric paint all over my hands. So right now I'm just going to use these tissues here. One of the qualities of this is that it really sucks the paint in, which is kind of also good for distressing, because that way I can just work with undiluted paint. I could of course make the piece a bit wet, that could help a bit, but as you see, just applying it directly and then just kind of massaging it, smearing it in with a few strokes already works great. And apply it here. In cotton fabrics such as this, it holds excellently. It holds very well. It is very predictable. So I'm not going to do the whole piece. I'm just going to do around this really cool hole or semi-hole that I did here. And that's it, at least for this small piece. Let's take a look. Let me zoom in. So this is what it looks like. One thing to keep in mind about some muslin fabrics, certain tones, especially greens, such as this olive green, on camera it appears grayer than it is in real life. In real life it's more of a, it's not a vibrant green, but it's a more vibrant green and proper green. And these are not the same color, by the way. These are not the same color. These are different colors. So, yeah, this appears differently on some photos and videos because it's such a diffuse fabric and it does something with the camera. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. It's some technical crap that has to do with white balance. But the camera makes subtle olive greens kind of desaturated on photos sometimes. Something to keep in mind. Or you take a much more saturated version such as this, which might or might not fit your concept. So, this is really cool. Now, how do I do this hand wrappy thing? How does it hold? This is a very simple trick. At one of the ends of your piece of fabric, and I would take it twice as long for a proper wrap, by the way, but it depends on what you're doing and how long you actually want it. This will be enough to cover just the hand, actually. I just cut a hole. That's it. You know those hand wraps from the store that you can get sometimes with this, there is a loop sewn on it, like a thumb loop, super uncomfortable. This method here is much better. You just cut a freaking hole like this, then you put it with the short end from the outside to the inside, and then you go around like this with a bit of overlap. And it would make sense to distress and paint both sides of the wrappy so you don't have to pay attention to which side is facing which way. And look, coincidentally, here where I would fall and scrape my hand, there is this one custom spot. Just a happy coincidence. And this already looks decent. If I was to finish this, I would of course apply a lot more. To the edges especially, I would also make it a bit wet and knead it through a bit. But again, one of the advantages of this muslin fabric, it's very soft. It's very good for those diffuse, texture-rich kind of costume parts to contrast your more hardcore, tactical, hard weave, whatever the hell you're wearing. To contrast leather as well, to contrast anything that's not a super soft textured fabric. So I hope this fabric introduction and hand wrap thing introduction was interesting and useful to you. If you are actually going to do something like this, do not forget to follow the instructions on your fabric paint containers, because those will tell you to use your iron with which you iron your clothes to fixate the fabric, to allow it to polymerize. Because otherwise, when you wash it, it will wash out, at least most of it. So don't forget to do that. Right, so is it the only thing you can do with this fabric? Obviously not. As I've mentioned, like a hood made of this would be great, a tunic, things like that. So let me know in the comments if you like this video and this sort of video. That's it for it. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. Also join the Nuclear Snail community group on Facebook, linked in the description down below. And if you like what I'm doing, feel free to support me on Patreon, or don't. Up to you. Alright, I'll see you in the next video, and until then, have fun crafting. Hail the snail. Bye!